Hey guys, it's Biggs. Thanks for stopping by. Loving the support, guys. You guys are hitting that subscribe button and you're ringing that bell. Sends a lot of love to the Biggs and he loves every little bit of it. Thank you very much. Now today, I was very fortunate today. I have a very dear friend. I'm sporting this nice piece of finery for the Afishionados. You can see it's fully endorsed. It's got my name on it and stuff like that. This is a dear friend of mine. His name is Mr. Spencer Jack. Some of you guys might know about him. He is a world-renowned speaker. He's traveled all over the world doing fish stuff and fish talks. He's collected all over the place. And he's a very cool friend of mine. We've traveled a lot together. For many years, though, in Winnipeg, he owns this massive fish wholesale retail operation called the Afishionados. This brings in all the cool stuff. He's the place where I get almost everything. So he's a very dear friend. However, today, he got in a couple of neat things. Not fish, tanks. He got a couple of nice big tanks in and he said, Biggs, for your YouTube channel, if you want to come down and maybe you could landscape them and stuff like that, aquascape them, whatever you want to call it. So we did some of that. We did one tank today. We're going to show you this one here. Let you guys see what you think about the way that the Biggs did an aquascape on a 625-gallon Malawi tank. It's crazy. Stay tuned. So Spencer Jack, he's the owner of the Afishionados. It's a giant fish operation, fish wholesale, fish retail. He's offered for me to come down and set up, or I guess hardscape, one of his new aquariums. He's got a couple of these new monster tanks that he's just gotten in. And true to fashion, he doesn't do anything small. Everything's on a very big scale. So as soon as you walk in the door, we have these two monster tanks. I don't even know how big they are. I know they're 8 feet. They look like they're 30 inches tall. They're run on a massive sump system. I think they're 4 feet front to back. So they're probably in the 700 range. We'll get the exact measurements or dimensions and gallons. We'll put it there. Now this tank here, he wants to be set up as a Tanganyikan tank. And this one he was telling me he wants to set it up as Malawi. I wasn't thinking that they were going to be full of fish, because these decidedly are not Malawi fish. Two big giant sumps. We got all sorts of wood and whatnot stuff to use that we see fit. So for the Tanganyikan tank, we're going to use a lot of this pre-washed Texas Holy Rock. We got a stack there. Got another big stack here. And some of these pieces, you can tell, these pieces are not small. These are some boulders. So pretty stoked about using that. But underneath the stands, we've got all sorts of different types of woods. We've got Malaysian driftwoods and spider woods and stuff. So we've got absolutely everything we could want to do to make a really cool scape. I think we're going to do this Tanganyikan tank first, or Malawi tank, whatever it end up being. I think he's using the fronts to actually seed the tank, get the tank system going. Spencer's not here, and he left me basically 6 cases of Meridian sand and 6 cases of onyx. Now onyx is the black sand. They both actually alter the chemistry of the water, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to do one black and one white. Now this one is an Oregonite. The Meridian is an Oregonite sand, so it's extremely alkaline, often used for marine reefs and stuff like that. But you can see right here it assists in stabilizing calcium and alkalinity, but it can be used in fresh water, particularly for like Rift Lake cichlids and stuff like that. Afishionados is truly an aquascaper's absolutely dream store. All sorts of different types of woods, rocks. There's the holy rock we're using and some sear stone. He's got a new one here called Holy Lace Rock. It's pretty cool. The textures on that. Lots of different fissures. You can buy it in bulk, or you can buy it by the bag. As you can imagine, pouring several bags of Oregonite sand, unwashed Oregonite sand, into these tanks just turned it into a giant milky mess. So we had to leave it for a couple of days. After the filters cleaned everything up after a couple of days, we came back, and the first step, though, was to remove the colony of frontosis so we can get started. Catching fish out of a 600+ gallon tank,
posed its own challenges. I just saw the giant vault net didn't work, couldn't get it in and out of the opening. But we were able to catch them all, move them up without stirring up the tank too much. Don't stir it up. Biggs, you're stirring it up. Okay, stirred it up. So we took a little bit more water out. We took more water out, not for that fact, we took more water out so we could actually see the landscaping as we were putting the hardscape in and creating the stacks. With African cichlids, because they are all diggers, you wanted to make sure that everything is nice and stable. Some of these pieces were well over 60, 75 pounds. They were huge pieces. But it makes for a very, very impressive display. Lots of different hidey holes and nooks and crannies. So when they do start breeding, that there's all sorts of little structure and stuff for the fry to be able to take shelter. Spencer also added a nice group of different Synodontis cats, and they took shelter as well. And when time came, started filling the tank up. We used pretty much half a pallet of Texas Holy Rock, and I found a couple of nice pieces of, I can't remember the name of the type of wood. It was a very, very light colored wood. It wasn't spider wood, but it was very, very dense and very, very hard. I had a couple of nice, unique pieces that gave me some good texture. Malawi's not known for all the woods that fall on it because all the wood's been removed, all the trees from deforestation and stuff. They burnt everything down, so there's nothing left around the lake. But over and all, the final result, I think, was a beautiful. Got to remember, this is an 8-foot window. It's 4 feet front to back, and it's 32 inches tall, 625 gallons. I think the overall thing turned out really, really nice. It's peaceful, and it's serene. I could just sit here all day, watch the fish swim back and forth. Flavescent peacocks, there's some Malawi eyebiters, it's a beautiful male Nimbochromis livingstoni, some Capitiochromis borlei. There's the Electra going by, nice little sand sifter. And it's challenging to pick it up on the camera, but in all these different hidey holes, there were some very, very obvious fry, different types of species. So the tank is matured, it's settled in nicely, it's absolutely crystal clear, and the fish are happy and reproducing. So this tank is just going to get better with age. Here's a side view. This is looking on the 4-foot end pane, looking the entire length of the tank. Crystal clear. We planted some American Vallisneria. Lake Malawi is known to have different type of reed beds and stuff where the water enters in from the rivers and pours into the lake. And these are often the homes of some of the different species. The reed beds particularly are home to the eye biter and some of those different types of stealth predators that use them as cover. There he is right now. Beautiful male. He's just going to be stunning when he gets bigger. This tank is filtered by a massive trickle filter with two very large overflows in the corner. Water is brought from them directly and spills into the filter below, and then these are the returns, as you can see. The tank is run by a very, very large, super cool pump by a brand called Sicce, S-I-C-C-E, and the pump is actually a Synchron 9. It's a massive pump, and it's completely controllable by an app on your phone. Super, super cool. Absolutely love how this tank turned out. Hope you enjoyed.